Welcome back to the deep dive. You might think you know everything about driving, especially something like passing another car.
Right. Seems basic.
But then you crack open Chapter 6 of the New York State Driver's Manual, the one called Passing, and wow.
Uh-huh. You realize there's a whole lot of very specific, sometimes surprising rules packed in there.
Exactly. It's not just, find a space and go.
No, not at all. The manual lays out these precise legal requirements, safety conditions,
Yeah.
stuff that's maybe easy to forget after your driving test.
But really crucial for staying safe and legal.
Absolutely.
So our mission today in this deep dive is really to cut through that detail. We want to pull out the essential nuggets.
Get to the core of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does this manual really say is important about when, where, and how you can pass? And, just as importantly, all the times you absolutely cannot.
And there are some details in here, distances, road types, specific maneuvers that honestly go way beyond what most people probably think about day to day.
Okay, let's unpack it. Where do we start? The absolute foundation.
Right. The manual kicks off with the most basic rule, the one everything else kind of hinges on.
Which is?
You have to drive on the right side of the road. That's the fundamental principle.
Okay, simple enough.
And because of that, the default rule when you are allowed to pass someone is you do it on their left.
Left is standard.
Yeah, that's
Not it. But you mentioned exceptions. The manual talks about passing on the right sometimes.
It does, yeah, but it's really specific. Passing on the right is only okay in certain, quite limited circumstances.
And only if it's necessary and safe, I assume.
Exactly. Necessary and safe. And here's a big one, a real nugget. Lots of drivers might overlook or maybe just ignore.
What that?
The manual is explicit. You must never exceed the posted speed limit just to pass another vehicle.
Oh, wow. So speeding up to get around someone isn't just aggressive driving, it's actually breaking a rule stated right here.
That's what the manual says. It's a violation in itself.
Interesting. Okay, what about other folks on the road? Vulnerable users. Motorcycles, bikes.
Yeah, the manual is very clear here too. Safety first. When you're passing a motorcycle, you have to give it the entire lane width, just like a car. No trying to squeeze into the same lane space.
Full lane for motorcycles. Makes sense. And bikes.
Bicycles, if you're coming up behind one, the rule is pass on the left and leave a safe distance until you are completely clear of them.
Safe distance. Okay. Seems like safety is the theme.
Yeah.
And signaling your moves, that's a must.
Oh, absolutely non-negotiable. The manual says you have to use your turn signals, your lights or, hand signals.
Okay.
And not just as you turn, but for at least 100 feet before you make any lane change. That includes moving over to pass.
100 feet. That feels like a fair bit of warning. Sometimes it may be surprising in heavy traffic, but I get the safety angle.
It gives people time to react.
And speaking of non-negotiable safety, there's a really critical rule about crosswalks in this section, isn't there?
Yes, and this is huge. You are absolutely, absolutely forbidden from passing a vehicle that has stopped at a crosswalk because they're letting a pedestrian cross.
Right, because if you whip around them,
You could hit the pedestrian. That stopped car is doing the right thing, protecting them. Passing them is incredibly dangerous.
seems like common sense, but clearly important enough they spell it out forcefully.
Yeah.
Okay, so left is the default passing side. Let's get into the specifics. Especially all the times the manual says you cannot pass on the left. That list looked pretty long.
It is quite detailed, yeah. And these are all about preventing really bad situations like head-on collisions or trying to pass when you just can't see.
So what are some key don't pass left scenarios?
Well, the most obvious one. If your lane has a solid yellow center line, that line means no passing, period.
Okay, solid yellow, stay put.
Right. Also, you can't pass if you don't have enough clear road ahead to finish the pass and get back into your lane safely before you hit a solid yellow line that's coming up for your lane.
Ah, so you need to judge the distance to that solid line too. If it's getting close, you've basically missed your chance.
Exactly. You need enough room to complete the whole maneuver in the passing zone.
What else? Oncoming traffic.
Big one. Cannot pass on the left if there's an oncoming vehicle within 200 feet.
200 feet.
Mm.
Trying to picture that. Like maybe 2 school buses end to end. That distance closes fast at road speeds.
Incredibly fast. It's a really crucial distance judgment to make. That rule alone is a massive safety buffer.
I believe it. What else stops you passing left?
Okay. Also, if you're coming up to a curve or the top of a hill on a two-way road and you can't see far enough ahead, if your view is blocked, no passing.
Visibility is key. Makes sense.
And then there's specific hazards. You can't pass left within 100 feet of a railroad crossing on a two-way road.
100 feet, okay.
Or within 100 feet of a bridge, a tunnel, or a viaduct on a two-way road if your view is blocked there too.
So basically, anytime your sightline is limited or you're near something where traffic or people could pop out unexpectedly, passing is off the table.
That's the gist of it. And of course, the catch-all. You absolutely cannot pass if doing it would interfere with oncoming traffic in any way.
That covers a lot of ground. So that's the list of don'ts. When the conditions are right, though, the manual walks you through how to pass on the left. What's the most critical step before you even start to pull into that left lane?
Okay, this is probably the single most important technique the manual emphasizes for any lane change, not just passing.
And that is?
Before you move left, you must check your mirrors, yes. But crucially, you also have to look quickly over your left shoulder through the backside window.
Ah, the classic blind spot check.
That's the one. And the manual doesn't just mention it casually. It really stresses never depend only on your mirrors for lane changes.
Because they have blind spots.
Exactly. Even if your mirrors are adjusted perfectly, there are areas they just don't cover. That quick glance over your shoulder is the only way to be absolutely sure the lane next to you is clear.
I know that's one drivers can get lazy about, myself included sometimes, but the manual's clear. Non-negotiable.
Totally non-negotiable for safety.
Okay, so you've checked the blind spot, signaled for 100 feet, moved left, past the car. Now, how do you know when it's safe to move back right? What does the manual say you need to see?
Right, getting back is just as important. First, signal your intention to move right.
Signal again. Oh, okay.
Then, look in your interior rear view mirror. The manual says you need to be able to see the entire front bumper of the vehicle you just passed.
The whole front bumper in the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay. That confirms you've cleared them sufficiently.
Precisely. Seeing that bumper means you've created enough space. Then, one more check. A quick look over your right shoulder.
Another shoulder check. Why?
To make sure there's definitely enough pavement, several feet of space between the back of your car and the front of the one you passed. Just a final confirmation the gap is good.
Got it. Bumper and mirror, quick glance, right shoulder, then move back.
Then you return to the right lane. That's the sequence.
All right, that makes sense. Let's circle back to passing on the right. We know it's only in specific, safe situations. What are those again?
The manual lists a few specific scenarios. You can pass on the right when the vehicle ahead of you is clearly making a left turn.
Okay, they're turning out of your way.
Right. You can also pass on the right on a two-way road if it's marked for, or just wide enough for, 2 or more lanes going in your direction.
So a multi-lane road, basically.
Yes. Provided passing isn't prohibited by signs or blocked by something like parked cars, and the same idea applies on a one-way road if it's marked or wide enough for multiple lanes, you can pass on the right, again, unless signs or obstructions prevent it.
So it's mainly for multi-lane roads or when someone's turning left. And there's a key restriction about where you can drive to pass on the right, right? Something about the shoulder.
Absolutely crucial point. You cannot drive on or across the shoulder or the edge line of the road just to get around someone on the right.
The shoulder is not a passing lane.
Definitely not. Unless, a specific sign allows it or maybe a traffic officer directs you to do it, but that's rare.
Okay. And if you are passing on the right, say at an intersection, the manual advises extra caution.
Yes, definitely. You need to check traffic ahead really carefully. Make absolutely sure no one is trying to turn left into your path as you're coming up on their right.
Ah, good point.
And also, pay special attention to the right edge of the road. Watch for pedestrians, bicyclists, people on inline skates, mopeds. They might be there, especially near intersections.
Right, those vulnerable users again. They pop up in all these scenarios as needing extra vigilance from drivers.
They do. The manual consistently highlights them.
So for passing on the right on these multi-lane roads, is the shoulder check process basically the same as passing left, just mirrored?
Pretty much, yeah. The principle of checking that blind spot is identical. If you're moving into the right lane to pass, check your mirrors, signal right, look quickly over your right shoulder, make the pass. Then, before moving back left,
Signal
left, quick look over your left shoulder to check that blind spot again, and then move back into the left lane when clear.
Okay, consistent process. Mirrors, signal, shoulder check. Got it. We've covered doing the passing. What about being passed? What does the manual say you should do?
It's pretty straightforward, focused on cooperation and safety. If another vehicle starts passing you on your left, the manual says you should actually decrease your speed slightly and stay centered in your lane. Don't drift left or right.
So ease off the gas a bit, stay steady, don't make it harder for them.
Exactly. You don't want to impede them or, cause them to have to cut back in too sharply once they're safely past you and ahead.
Then you can speed back up.
Then you can resume your normal speed. A simple courtesy, really, and it keeps things predictable.
Makes sense. And what if you notice you're constantly being passed on the right by other cars?
Well, the manual uses that as a cue, if you find that happening frequently.
Like car after car is zipping by you on the right on a highway.
Yeah, that's basically a signal from the manual suggesting you should probably move into the right lane.
To let others pass on the left, as intended.
Exactly. Especially on highways, the left lane is primarily meant for passing. If you're traveling there at a speed that causes a lot of people to undertake you on the right, you're arguably impeding the flow. Moving right is the correct move, according to the manual.
That's good advice for smoother traffic flow for everyone.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's shift gears to a section that carries, well, some of the heaviest weight, both for safety and penalties. School buses.
Yes. This part of the manual, it really cannot be stressed enough, especially in New York State. The rule is absolutely, absolutely fixed. When a stopped school bus flashes its red lights.
The flashing red ones on top.
Yes. Whether it's one light or multiple red lights flashing, all traffic coming from either direction.
So behind the bus or coming towards it?
Both. You must stop. And this applies everywhere on the street, in front of the school, even in school parking lots. Red lights flashing means stop.
No ambiguity there. And how far away should you stop, does it say?
It does. At least 20 feet away from the bus. Give it plenty of room.
Okay, 20 feet. And the buses are easy to spot, right?
Oh, yeah. They have the school bus sign, those red lights up top, and of course, that unique yellow-orange color. You can't miss them.
The manual also mentions yellow lights, doesn't it? What's the deal with those?
Right, the yellow warning lights. They're usually near the roof, too, front and back. When the driver flashes those...
That's not stop yet.
Not yet. That's the heads up. It's a signal the bus is preparing to stop. Maybe to pick up kids, maybe to drop them off.
So yellow means?
Yellow means slow down, decrease your speed significantly, and get ready to make a complete stop very soon, because those red lights are likely coming on next.
Got it. Yellow, prepare to stop. Red, stop.
And you stay stopped until?
You stay stopped until the bus starts moving again. Or sometimes the bus driver or maybe a traffic officer might signal you that it's okay to proceed. But until one of those happens, you wait.
Okay. And this law, it applies everywhere in the state, even on big highways. Everywhere. The manual is very emphatic. This law applies on all roadways in New York State. And this is a point that catches people. You must stop, even if the bus is on the opposite side of a divided highway.
Wow, okay. Even if there's a median or barrier between you and the bus. If its red lights are flashing, you stop your side too.
That's the rule, according to the manual. Unambiguous. Stop for flashing red lights, period.
That's stricter than some might think, but I guess it's about maximizing safety zones.
Absolutely. And after you've stopped and the bus moves or you're waved on, the manual adds another piece of advice.
Which is?
Look carefully for children along the side of the road and drive slowly until you're well past them. Kids can be unpredictable.
Good point. There's also a really sobering safety statistic mentioned in the source, isn't there, about where the danger actually lies?
Yes, it's chilling, actually. The manual points out that most injuries or deaths involving school buses don't happen in collisions with the bus itself.
Really? Where then?
They happen when children are crossing the street after getting off the bus. That's the most dangerous moment.
Wow. That really underscores why stopping well back that 20 feet and watching carefully afterwards is so critical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It protects kids during that vulnerable transition. Oh, and another quick note. Vehicles transporting people with disabilities might be equipped just like school buses. If they are, and their lights are flashing, you treat them exactly the same. You must stop.
Same rules apply.
Okay.
Given this extreme risk around school buses, it's probably no surprise the penalties for illegally passing one are pretty severe.
They are severe. They reflect just how seriously the state takes this offense. The fine for passing a stopped school bus with its red lights flashing. It starts at a minimum of $250 for a first violation, and it can go up to a maximum of $1,000 if you rack up 3 violations within 3 years.
That's steep. But it's not just fines, is it?
No, and this is maybe even more significant. If you get convicted of 3 of these school bus violations within a 3-year period, your driver's license will be revoked.
Revoked. For how long?
For a minimum of 6 months, losing your license for half a year. That's a massive consequence for most people.
Definitely a powerful message from the state. Don't pass stopped school buses. period.
Absolutely. And the manual also mentions something relatively new penalties for the vehicle owner, even if they weren't driving, thanks to cameras.
Ah, yes, the stop arm cameras. I've heard about those. How does that work?
Well, a law from 2019 authorized schools to put cameras on the bus stop arms. If someone illegally passes the bus when the arm is out and lights are flashing, the camera gets the license plate.
And the ticket goes to?
The registered owner of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So even if you lent your car to someone, you could get the penalty.
Ouch. What are those penalties?
For the owner, caught by camera, first violation is a $250 penalty. Second one within 18 months bumps up to $275. And a third or more within 18 months costs $300 each time.
So lending your car carries a risk if the driver isn't careful around school buses. Adds another layer of accountability.
It certainly does.
Wow. Okay, just diving into this one chapter, chapter 6 on passing, it really makes it clear, doesn't it? Passing isn't just about finding space. It's governed by a whole complex set of specific rules.
Absolutely. And knowing these rules, really internalizing them, it's not just about avoiding tickets or points, although that's important too.
Right, it's more fundamental.
It's fundamentally about safety. It's about making interactions on the road more predictable. It helps keep everyone safer. You, other drivers, cyclists, pedestrians, and especially those kids around school buses.
So maybe think about this the next time you're out driving.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're the one thinking about passing or someone's passing you, or you see those school bus lights flashing up ahead.
Remember, these very specific rules from the manual are what should be guiding your actions in those moments.
It leads to a final thought, maybe.
Yeah.
Consider this. How does really consciously, rigidly following these specific rules,
Yeah.
even the small seeming ones, like that 100-foot signal or always doing the shoulder check, how does that discipline actually transform the act of passing? Does it change it from something that can feel a bit unpredictable, even risky, into a much more controlled, safer interaction for everyone who's sharing the road with you?